Good evening and welcome. So, at Atulith, as all of you know by now, we believe that trainers grow fastest when they have opportunities to practice, receive meaningful feedback, and continuously refine their craft. Today's micro webinar session is one such opportunity. This platform is designed to help trainers strengthen key capabilities such as concise communication, virtual presence, content organization, slide effectiveness, and audience engagement also. So, joining me today is Mr. Pranay Jain. What do you call? He is going to you know give at length take us into why smart people shouldn't get stuck. So welcome, Pranay. We are
Thank you,
eager to
Radhika.
get into what do you call this entire episode, and we are looking forward to your presentation. And kudos to you for investing in your professional growth, because here we always believe in upskilling. The platform is yours.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, Radhika. Thank you so much for your warm welcome as well. So, good evening, everyone. Even I'm excited today to be here with Atulith and present myself for this micro webinar where we would be discussing the very small and simple things where and why smart people get stuck. So to begin with, uh, like I would begin with a question as usually I do, and this is for Radhika. So Radhika, have you ever found or met such people who are maybe your seniors or super seniors or maybe with whom you might have worked, where you understand them as smart or maybe intelligent in some domains better than others, but you still see them stuck somewhere. Maybe they are not able to decide on something, or maybe they are not able to bring their idea into action. So, what do you think can be the problem or can be the challenge for such people?
I personally feel that sometimes it is communication, and sometimes because currently I move in leadership groups, so most of the time I find that it is communication and micromanagement. It's like that is the reason why I find many people stuck,
Okay,
because they can't delegate.
correct. Absolutely. So, thank you for that. And yes, of course, those two things definitely add on uh, as an obstacle where we see definitely the decisions are being lacked, or maybe the people are not able to decide on something and act. But adding to that, there is some other factors also, which we will dive deep into it today and understand where does the real challenge comes. So I would like to present my screen and then.
So you were showing your presentation, Pranay?
Yeah, so I hope my screen is visible.
Yes.
Perfect. So, yeah. So, why smart people stay stuck? A simple approach to gain clarity and move forward. So, here through this micro webinar, I would be bringing very simple step, which I believe everyone knows, but still we don't take it in a, we don't understand it in a very clear format. So, I am here to make everyone understand how and what can we do to keep moving ahead, no matter what comes in between us, or no matter what happens when we want to decide on something.
Yeah.
So, first and foremost, let's understand the root cause. Let's understand the problem. Where does the problem lie? So, when I asked this question, Radhika said that, communication is the problem, micromanagement is the problem. Of course, they do act as one hindrance whenever decisions are supposed to be made, because in the corporate sector, We generally have hierarchy. We generally have different departments working together. So many times it happens that one team hands over to other, and the problem lies in the previous team, but the challenge has to be faced with the later team. And so those might be the challenges. But at an individual level, let's say where you are the manager, you are the team leader, you are the people leader. So where and how does these people leaders face challenges? That's what I would be focusing on today. The very first challenge is too many options. So most of the times what happens is either at a personal level or even at a professional level, when we are given too many options, definitely we are bound to be confused. So here we need to understand how our psychology works. What is our choice, what is our preference, and what is our priority, and what are the options available, and then what are the pros and cons of every option. That is how we need to proceed. When we are given too many options, that's the way that we need to act. But the very first problem is having too many options. So what are we supposed to do? We are supposed to cut down those options based on the parameters that we have, based on the outcome that we are going to get if we choose those options. So when we cut down those options, only few will be left, and among them we are supposed to choose. So that is one action step that we need to take. The second challenge is fear of wrong decisions. So most of us definitely have this fear. And I believe that's quite natural because that's a human tendency. Because when the decision is taken wrong, the output or the outcome is obviously wrong. So that's where the challenge comes. But I believe here we all need to remember that line, that quote said by, as we see moreover in internet, by Ratan Tata ji. But I'm not sure whether he said it or who else said it. That I do not believe in taking right decisions. I take decision and then make it right. Because what happens is when we decide on something, we decide it on the current status, current team availability, current mindset, current options that we have, and we do not know what's going to come in the pipeline. Sometimes there might be that the project requirement might change suddenly. Sometimes the deadline might get preponed. Sometimes the team members could uh, go out, or maybe they might not be available for some reason. So in such scenarios, what happens is the whole outcome also gets impacted. And all these scenarios are not in our control. So what is in our control? It is only to decide, to take decision. So the fear of wrong decision is absolutely not genuine, because of course what happens is we always think result in the mind and then decide, but that's not how we are supposed to do. So we need to develop the ability to first decide and then work on making it right till the end. Action is only in our hand, not the end result. The third challenge is waiting for certainty. So as I said that there are so many challenges that comes whenever we decide, maybe at personal level also. If I want to work on my skill, I might be waiting that no, once I get settled down, once I get good job, and then I'll start working on it. Or maybe once I move to my hometown, I'll start working on it. Like we wait for a certain conditions to fall in place and then to act. But my dear audience, understand this: there is no right time, there is no certain time. Every single time you will have one or the other challenge coming in. You sort out one challenge, the other is ready. The other you sort out, the third one is ready. So there is no perfect time, there is no certain time, I would rather say. So rather than that, when you start acting on your decision and you keep moving forward, the certainty automatically falls in place. So we need to bear this in mind. So these are the major challenges that the individual, either at the people leader level or at a associate level or maybe an employee also faces in their day-to-day work life. So as I said that, clarity rarely comes before action. Because here, if you see, there's a story about an young man who wanted to upskill himself, and he started watching different videos. He started reading blogs. He also, reached out to different seniors, managers, experts, and started working in a random direction. He actually did not have the right clarity about how he need to proceed. He randomly started from somewhere doing few days he watched YouTube videos, few days he subscribed to a course, but ended nowhere. Rather than that, on a one single day, he woke up and he understood that he is going nowhere. And he paused there. He himself questioned what is that he need right now. He took that one single decision and started working on it. And after a month, he could see the progress within himself. So, what I would emphasize here is there might be n number of decisions or choices that you need to take or have before you, but it always begins with one single decision, one small decision, and one single decision, because that is where the paralysis analysis gets out. And when you act, the clarity keeps coming forward. It is just like the torchlight. So we do not see the end of the road. We can only see the immediate next step when we put the torch on the road, and we take the next step and the next and the next, and that's where you will reach till the end of the road or end of the tunnel. So the same concept or the same principle can be applied to anything that you want to do. So what is the first step that you need to do? Sit down, take pen and paper, and then work on the next P, and that's prioritize. So now always understand whenever we work on something, maybe it can be on our skills, maybe it can be taking decisions at a personal level, or maybe as a people manager, you need to prioritize your decisions. We all have multiple options to work on. But what is that we need to prioritize? What is the important task? What is that frog that you need to eat first? That is where you need to work, and you need to focus. Your energy needs to go, because when you prioritize, you also are creating a direction. You also are laying the path for yourself and for your team as well. So prioritization is what one needs to learn. Then comes the proceed. Proceed, of course, which means to act. We had the clarity, we had laid down the path, we have prioritized task A, task B, task C, and then task D. So here we have an example, and then we will quickly move forward, where a person called Anil wants to improve on his communication skills because he wants to enhance his soft skills and also to land up in a better job than he is currently in. He sometimes gets overwhelmed because he is not confident, though he can speak English well, but he is not confident. He cannot speak in team meetings. He cannot speak while giving presentations. So that overwhelmed him, and then he decided that I want to improve my communication skills. So then he started like thinking, what if I cannot speak well? What if I stammer in between? What if my flow goes wrong? So all these questions came in his mind, as generally as we all have. So that's quite natural. Let's accept that fact. But apply the first P principle, that is pause. So let's stop worrying about being perfect. That is not we start. No expert was perfect in the beginning. Always keep this in mind. An expert always committed mistakes in the beginning, and that is where he became an expert. So pause there and then understand that even if you commit mistakes, that is the only way to learn. Then comes the prioritize. So where you need to focus on your communication, where how you speak, what is the sentence formation, and what is the flow that you are carrying. All these things come next. Your body language, your toning, your presentation, your voice, everything comes next. And that comes only with practice. And when you prioritize what you need to work on, whether is it your body language, whether is it your presentation, or XYZ. Then comes proceed, which means to practice, to put everything into practice. Speak every day to yourself, speak every day to your team, to your friends, and that's where you uh, improve and enhance your communication skills. So, as I said again, your action step where you need to choose one decision which you have been delaying, and then that one decision should be the biggest, and then you need to start working on it. And these two small questions you can ask yourself every time you make a decision, which is what matters most right now in this situation, and what is one small action that I can take today. As I said, here we have two P's we coming in. P, first question stands for prioritize, and the second question stands for proceed. So if these three principles, 3P principle is applied in our day-to-day work life and personal life, I strongly believe after a certain point of time, you reach to that point where you become expert in taking decisions. You need not even apply this. Your mind gets tuned in such a way where it understands where to pause, what to prioritize, and what to act on. But it comes with practice. So I would only say that whenever we need to take an action, always and always stop analysis paralysis, stop overthinking, and start moving. Because if we keep thinking, we do not take action. But when we take action, clarity comes into it. And when clarity comes, confidence arises. When confidence arises, we further keep moving with the same strength, same energy, same vigor. And one secret mantra before I wrap up, it is very simple. We all know A, B, C, D. So always put this A, B, C, D in mind. That is, action brings clarity and direction. Whenever you get stuck, whenever you do not understand what to do, always tell Pranay ABCD. Radhika ABCD. So what is that ABCD? A stands for action, B stands for like bring, C clarity, and D direction. Action brings clarity and direction because it is only and only the action that can change things. So whenever the challenge comes, whatever type of challenge it is, whether it is personal challenge, professional challenge, or maybe the psychological challenge, or maybe some challenges which are beyond your control, no matter what the challenge comes, always act. Then things will automatically start keep moving. So this is the secret mantra that I would like to give you everyone, and I hope this the mantra will help you every day at your work and at your personal space. So thank you everyone. Thank you, Radhika.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Pranay. So, before we delve into the closing, thank you for the 3P principle, the ABCD, what do you call, framework. And, I feel mostly my key takeaway for the entire session would be wherein, you are stressing upon prioritizing.
Correct.
So that would be the key takeaway because we have n number of things that we have to do pronto. So then,
Absolutely.
how pronto is it needs to be decided, maybe with the prioritization.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much for the wonderful
Thank
session.
you, Radhika.
And yes, audience, you are again going away with wonderful takeaways, wonderful frameworks. And as we close, I would like to acknowledge uh, Pranay's commitment to continuous learning and professional development,
Thank you,
the
Radhika.
willingness to present, receive feedback, and improve is what separates good trainers from exceptional trainers. We appreciate your participation in today's session and hope the insights shared will support your future webinars, workshops, and facilitation engagements as you go on. Thank you for being part of the Atulith Learning Committee. We look forward to seeing you in future practice sessions. Thank you, audience, for being a part and watching again and again. It's a sign off from Radhika Kotha. I will see you in the next activity. Thank you so much, Pranay.
Thank you, Radhika.